Hello, welcome to Ennara Reacts. Today I'm checking out a new to me YouTube channel, Factomer, and I'm currently watching a clip called 101 Dumbest Decisions People Have Ever Made in Random Situations. Let's see how that goes.
Forget common sense. Forget logic. We've compiled 101 decisions so profoundly stupid, you'll question how humanity has even made it this far. Let's begin. 1. Soundproofing your car seems smart, right? Unless your method involves industrial-grade expanding foam. A guy in
Why
Britain
would you do
decided to
that?
fill his car's entire chassis with the stuff to reduce
no.
noise.
But it's going to
The
clog
foam,
up your engine.
of course, expanded so much it warped the metal, shattered the windows,
Yeah.
and buckled all 4 doors shut, permanently entombing his car. 2.
Insurance is not going to cover
When
that.
police in Germany pulled over a driver for erratic behavior, they found his car had no steering wheel. Instead,
What was he
he
driving
had
with?
attached a metal pot lid to the steering column with a single clamp. He genuinely argued it was a perfectly safe and functional modification.
Obviously not.
Some people's creativity is just a crime scene waiting
Why
to
not
happen.
just get another steering
3.
wheel?
A man in Florida, convinced an ATM was voice-activated, spent several minutes politely asking it for money. When the machine inevitably failed to respond,
I have
he got
never
angry,
heard
started
of a
yelling
voice
at it,
activated
and then physically
ATM.
attacked the ATM. He was arrested for vandalism, having had a full-blown argument with the machine and losing. 4.
That's just dumb.
Snowmobiles are for snow. This
Yes.
seems obvious, but a man in Minnesota, full of confidence, decided to try and ride his across a patch of open lake water to get to a party faster.
It's not a jet
He got about
ski.
halfway before the machine lost momentum and sank like a stone, leaving him
Yeah.
stranded in the freezing water. 5. To protest a 25-cent parking ticket, a man in Rhode
25
Island paid the
cents?
fine entirely in pennies. But to make his point, he coated every single coin in lard.
Ew.
This genius move not only made a huge mess, but also got him charged with malicious destruction of currency. He turned a tiny
Well, it's
fine
not
into a federal
destruction.
offense.
Just needs to be
6.
washed, but still.
Getting stuck is a common fear for burglars. One man in California experienced it firsthand when he tried to squeeze through the grease vent of a closed Chinese restaurant.
A
He was
grease
trapped
vent?
for 2 days, covered in grease, until
Ew.
a passerby heard his faint cries for help. He was arrested and probably needed a long shower.
Yeah.
7. In a moment of pure, unfiltered genius, a man in Michigan attempted to rob a store with a boomerang. He threw it at the shopkeeper,
Boomerang?
missed, and the boomerang flew out the door, circled back, and hit him in the back of the head, knocking him unconscious. The police arrived to find him literally
Oh,
self-neutralized.
Good Lord.
8. A woman in China decided to test the durability of her brand new 6-figure Audi by repeatedly kicking it and hitting it with bricks at the dealership. Her logic?
No.
She
Why
wanted to
would
make
you do
sure it
that?
was strong before she drove it off the lot. The dealership was not amused and presented her with a
No.
massive repair bill instead of the keys. 9. Desperate to win a radio contest, a woman in California drank nearly 2 gallons of water without going to the bathroom for a prize of a Nintendo Wii. She
Oof.
won the console, but died a few hours later from water intoxication. She
Oh
literally
my
traded her
God.
life for a video game system that was worth about $250 at the time.
That's
10.
insane.
A man sued himself for $5 million. After
Sued
being
himself?
arrested for burglary and drinking on the job, he filed a lawsuit against himself, claiming he violated his own civil rights by getting himself drunk. His brilliant legal strategy?
What?
He expected his homeowner's insurance to pay out the settlement. The judge was not impressed.
I
11.
would think not.
A gang member in LA committed a murder, then got a highly detailed tattoo of the entire crime scene on his chest. He was later picked
Why?
up on an unrelated charge, and a sharp-eyed detective noticed the tattoo was a perfect roadmap of the unsolved murder. Some people keep a diary,
Good
others
Lord,
prefer permanent
dumbass.
ink. 12. A man in Florida decided to light a powerful firecracker inside his parked car for fun. The explosion
Why?
triggered the side airbags, which deployed with enough force to kick him out of the vehicle and
Oh.
trap his friend inside. Happy 4th of July, I guess. At least the car's safety features worked perfectly. 13. A self-taught rocketeer known as Mad Mike Hughes built a
Rocketeer?
steam-powered rocket to prove the Earth is flat.
It
He
isn't.
launched himself 5,000 feet into the California sky. His parachute deployed too early and tore, and he plummeted back to
Whoops.
Earth. He never got his
They
proof, but he
live?
did prove gravity is very, very real.
Yeah.
14. Trying to evade police, a wanted man in England thought the best hiding spot was inside a giant snowman decoration at a Christmas market. His brilliant plan was
Really?
foiled when a police dog, completely unimpressed by the festive disguise, sniffed him out in seconds. He was literally hiding in plain sight.
Flight SK-84 from New York will be arriving at gate 12.
Gracie?
15. As a prank on his ex-girlfriend, a British plumber poured several bags of concrete mix down her toilet. He apparently failed to remember basic plumbing. The concrete hardened, destroying not only her pipes but the entire public sewer line on her street.
Oh my gosh.
His little joke caused over $100,000
That is
in
not
damages.
a joke.
16. A homeowner in Sweden got drunk and decided the best way to trim the moss off his roof was with a ride-on lawnmower. He somehow got it up there,
How on earth? Yeah,
but then
how do you get it up
predictably
there?
lost control and rode it straight off the edge, crashing into his greenhouse below. The lawnmower did not survive. Neither did the greenhouse. 17.
At least he
Some
did.
DIY projects should never be attempted. A man in England tried to repair a small leak in his metal boat using a lit blowtorch while standing in a puddle of gasoline that had leaked from the
Oh
engine.
my god.
The resulting
Seriously?
fireball sent him to the hospital and the boat to the bottom of the harbor. 18.
Yeah.
When you order something online, you expect it to be delivered. A drug dealer
Usually.
in Australia took this to a new level, mailing a package of narcotics to one of his customers. He forgot to add enough postage, so the post office sent the package back to the return address, which was,
Whoops.
of course, his own house. 19. A dad-to-be in Arizona packed an explosive target for a gender reveal in bone-dry brush, touched it off, and started a wildfire that scorched 47,000 acres and cost millions.
My goodness.
If your party needs an air tanker, your idea was terrible from the jump. 20. After
Wonder if
getting
he's
fired,
financially
an
responsible
airport
for that.
baggage handler decided to get revenge by flushing his passport down a plane toilet.
Why?
He apparently forgot that he was still on the plane, which was about to take off for his home country.
Dumbass.
He was arrested and had to wait for emergency travel documents stuck in the country he hated. 21. A woman tried to smuggle 51 live tropical fish into Australia, hidden in a special skirt. Her plan fell apart at
Live
customs when
fish?
officials heard flipping noises coming from her waist. She was caught not by x-rays or dogs, but because her fish were just too damn loud. 22. Executing the perfect insurance scam requires brains. This guy in New Jersey had none. He decided to fake a slip and fall but forgot the crucial wet floor part. Realizing his error, cameras filmed him calmly grabbing a drink, pouring it on the ground, and then theatrically throwing himself into his own puddle. His lawsuit was not successful.
It's on camera. Yeah.
23. During a live TV interview about the dangers of knife crime, a police chief decided to demonstrate a stab-proof vest. To show his confidence, he had a reporter stab him. The knife went
It
straight
didn't go
through a
well.
section that wasn't protected,
Oh.
sending the chief to the hospital. The
Oh my
demonstration was
gosh.
a bloody success. 24. A man in New York tried to get out of a DUI by eating his own breathalyzer test results.
Eating it?
After blowing into the machine, he snatched the printout and started chewing. Police were forced to tase him to get him to stop. He was then charged with both the DUI and tampering with evidence. 25. Two brothers in Belgium decided to play a game of William Tell with a
Oh.
crossbow.
That's not
One
going
brother
to go
placed
well.
a beer can on his head. The
No.
other, standing just 15 feet away, missed the can and shot his brother directly in the forehead. Miraculously, he survived, but their
Seriously?
family game nights were probably canceled forever.
I would hope so.
26. A Florida man, angry about potholes, decided to take matters into his own hands by planting a banana tree in one. While it
Planting a
certainly drew
tree?
attention to the problem, he was promptly arrested for criminal mischief and obstruction of a roadway. The road was fixed, but his criminal record was not.
I don't know how much of a criminal offense it is. So many worse things it could have done.
27. A woman in Kentucky was arrested after trying to rob a Waffle House with a pitchfork. She demanded all the
Pitchfork?
cash and waffles, but the employees just stared at her in confusion before one of them simply took the pitchfork away from her. She was held there until
Oh.
police arrived. 28. In 1912, a man named Franz Reichelt, a tailor, invented a wearable parachute suit. To prove it worked, he decided to test it himself by jumping off the first deck of the Eiffel Tower. It did not work. The entire thing was filmed, capturing one of history's most confidently stupid and fatal product demos.
Oh,
29.
man.
A man in South Carolina called 911 because his brand new meth was not of a high enough quality, and he wanted the police to investigate the dealer who sold it to him. The police did
my
investigate.
goodness.
They came to his house, tested his meth, confirmed it was meth, and then arrested him for possession. 30.
Did they go to the
Some
dealer's
criminals
house
defeat
too?
themselves. A burglar in Minnesota broke into a house and decided to relax by putting on some music. He logged into his own Spotify account on the victim's
Oh
smart
my
speaker.
God, really?
When the homeowner returned and saw the mess, he simply asked the speaker, "Who was the last user?" and got the burglar's full name. 31. Planning a robbery requires stealth. This genius in Connecticut decided his master plan involved calling the store beforehand to ask how much money was in the register.
They're not
The
going to tell
employee,
you that.
obviously suspicious, called the police, who were waiting for him when he arrived, mask and all. 32. Forgetting where you parked your car is annoying. Forgetting you parked your multi-million-dollar Bitcoin fortune on a hard drive you threw away is a whole other category of pain.
Oh,
A man in Wales has spent years trying to get permission to excavate a landfill to find a hard drive he tossed in 2013, now worth hundreds of millions. 33.
I'm guessing
To
he hasn't
remove a
gotten
small
permission?
tree stump from his yard, an Oregon man decided the appropriate tool was half a case of dynamite. The resulting explosion
No.
not only vaporized the stump, but also sent a massive dirt clod flying that crushed his neighbor's brand new car. Mission failed successfully.
Yeah, I don't know if your insurance going to
34.
cover that either.
A man in Oregon sued Michael Jordan and Nike for $832 million.
Why?
His reason? He claimed he was constantly being mistaken for the basketball legend, and it caused him emotional distress.
How
The judge,
on earth would
shockingly,
anyone
was not convinced that this
mistake
was
him?
Jordan's fault and dismissed the case immediately. 35. A guy hired a banner plane to fly his angry message over City Hall, then forgot basic aviation, fuel, and wind. The banner wrapped around the tail, he made a panicked field landing
Uh-oh.
and paid fines plus damages. Protest made, wallet protested louder.
Yeah.
36. A British man tried to get a refund on a broken Xbox by calling in a bomb threat to the Microsoft warehouse where it was being repaired,
How
hoping to get a
exactly
new
did
one
he think
faster.
that was going to work?
Instead of a new console, he got a visit from the anti-terrorist squad and a prison
Yeah,
sentence.
bomb threat. Hello.
37. When a thief in Washington tried to steal a traffic light pole from a street corner, he tied it to his small pickup truck and hit the gas.
A whole pole?
The pole, being professionally installed in concrete, did
Yeah.
not move. His
Probably
truck's
ruined the
bumper,
truck.
however, was ripped clean off, left dangling at the scene with his license
With
plate
the
still
license plate.
attached.
Yep.
38. A man in Washington state, upset with his noisy neighbors, decided the most rational response was to build a full-scale medieval trebuchet in his yard and launch projectiles at their house. While impressive from an engineering standpoint, it's
Yeah, I don't
generally not
think
considered
that's
an
legal.
approved method of conflict resolution.
No.
39. A counterfeiter marched into a big box store and tried to pay with a novelty $1 million bill, insisting it was real because the paper felt money-ish. Loss
Money-ish?
prevention gave him a much
think
more
so.
authentic experience with handcuffs and a trespass ban.
Why $1 million bill? Who the hell's going to have $1 million bill?
Game, you're not ready for it.
40.
Like
A
they
woman
can't
in
even make
Ohio
change for
called
that.
911 in a panic because she was trapped inside her unlocked car. She tried the handle multiple times, but the door wouldn't open. The dispatcher patiently asked if she had tried pulling the handle after unlocking it. There was a long pause, followed by a quiet, "Never mind." 41. After he quit, a Georgia mechanic found 91,500 oil-coated pennies dumped on his driveway as a final paycheck. He
For
spent hours
what?
scraping sludge, then the labor department made the shop pay him properly anyway. The boss bought himself fines and a viral PR disaster. 42.
That's nuts.
A man in Brazil tried to rob a martial arts dojo filled with professional fighters. He
That
walked
was
in,
dumb
pulled a
idea.
toy gun, and demanded their valuables. The head instructor calmly told him he was in the wrong place. The robber didn't listen. He left on a stretcher with several broken bones.
I would
43.
imagine. He's lucky
To get
that's
rid of
all
a
he left
cockroach
with.
infestation, a resident of an apartment building in Brazil lit a can of bug spray on fire and threw it under his car. The resulting explosion
What?
destroyed his car, damaged 7 others, and
That's
blew out
not
windows in the
how
entire
bug
building.
bombs work.
The cockroaches probably survived.
They probably did.
44. A man in Germany tried to pay his taxes with a check drawn on a t-shirt. He wrote out all the necessary information on a plain white tee and mailed it to the tax office. Officials were
Why?
not amused and charged him with tax evasion, proving the IRS does not appreciate high-concept
They
fashion.
don't generally have a sense of
45.
humor about that
If
stuff.
you
No.
see a kangaroo, the correct response is to keep your distance. A tourist in
Yeah.
Australia decided the correct response was to challenge it to a boxing match.
No.
The kangaroo accepted the challenge, delivering a series of powerful kicks that left the man bruised, humiliated, and a star of a viral video.
Like he wasn't
46.
disemboweled with
A
those
man
claws
trying
on
to
their
steal a
feet.
can of beer from a convenience store decided the best way to conceal it was by stuffing it down his pants. Unfortunately for him, the can had a faulty tab and exploded from the pressure and body heat, creating a very obvious, very cold mess. He was easily caught.
Yeah.
47. A man in Washington, D.C. sued a local dry cleaner for $54 million for losing his pants. The
Seems an
case dragged
excessive
on for
amount
2 years,
for a pair of
clogging up
pants.
the court system and costing him his job as a judge.
He
In
was
the
a
end, it was
judge?
discovered the pants were at the dry cleaner the whole time. He lost
should
the
have known
case in his
better.
career. 48. A woman in Canada, annoyed that her flight was delayed, called in a fake security threat against her own plane, hoping it would get her to her destination faster.
No.
The flight was, of course,
Pretty
canceled
sure that's
entirely,
gonna make it.
and she was
take
arrested
longer.
and banned from flying with that airline for life. 49. In 1932, the Australian military, armed with machine guns, officially declared war
that
on
the emu
20,000
war?
emus that were
Yep.
damaging crops.
I've seen
The
something
problem?
about that before.
The emus were tactical geniuses, scattering and dodging bullets. After weeks of being outsmarted by giant birds and wasting tons of ammo, the army officially withdrew in defeat.
Yep.
50. A prisoner in a West Virginia jail thought he had a brilliant escape plan. He covered himself in peanut butter, hoping it would disguise him from thermal cameras, and climbed onto the roof. He was immediately spotted by guards with
Peanut
their own eyes
butter's
and
not
recaptured.
gonna have any
His
effect on
plan was,
thermals.
quite literally, nuts.
Yeah.
51. Buying a brand new Porsche is an amazing feeling. Watching it slowly roll into a river because you forgot the parking brake while trying to wash
Oh
it,
my God! Really?
that's a slightly different feeling.
Yeah.
One man in China learned this expensive lesson firsthand, turning his first car wash into a full submersion. 52.
Dumbass.
To test if his pepper spray was the strong kind, a Colorado man blasted it into a box fan aimed at his face. He staggered
Why?
around the street begging for milk, learned about aerosol physics in real time, and met the officers his neighbor had already called.
Probably needed an ambulance more than police officers, but okay.
Using a lifeline on the very first question of who wants to be a millionaire is embarrassing.
Yeah.
The question was, a bear is a mammal, bird, reptile, or insect?
Seriously.
The Italian contestant's friend confidently advised reptile. He followed
the
the
hell?
advice and went home with nothing. Some
You-
friends are just
What kind
built
of
different.
idiots are you?
54. How do you handle a beehive in your shed? You could call a
Call a professional.
or you could do what a guy in Texas did, throw a Molotov cocktail at it.
No.
The resulting firestorm eliminated the bees, the shed, his truck, and a good portion of his house. Problem solved, I guess. 55.
Others created.
Faking your own death for the insurance money is a classic scam. The
Not
key
sure how
part
you
is staying
collect if
fake
it's your
dead.
own death.
A British man who staged a drowning was found 5 years later after an amateur sleuth on a missing persons website recognized him. Busted
Huh.
by a hobbyist. That's gotta sting.
Sucks for you.
56. Revenge art backfired in Arizona when a woman keyed
Revenge
cheater
art?
across the hood of a white sedan she swore was her ex's. Wrong model,
Wrong
wrong
car?
level of the garage, very right security cameras. She was arrested while trying to run down the up
There you go.
escalator. 57. Stealing a 3-ton marble statue from a university campus is an
How?
ambitious college prank. The students who pulled it off quickly ran into a problem. What now? Panicked by their massive, useless prize, they ended up just dumping it in a river.
No.
The perfect crime, with zero payoff. 58. A fugitive
How'd they
commented,
find it then?
"You'll never catch me,"
Unless
under
they
his
ratted
own
themselves
wanted
out.
post on Facebook, then kept bantering with the sheriff's office. He showed up at the station to clear things up, posed for a new profile picture, and left with fingerprints and a court date. 59. To win a local Weirdest Object contest, a man in Croatia
Weirdest
brought a live,
Object
unexploded
contest?
anti-tank mine.
Oh,
He
God.
placed it right on the judge's table. The bomb squad was called, the town square was evacuated, and he was arrested. For the record, he did not win the contest.
Did he know what it
60.
was when he brought it in?
Deep frying a turkey indoors is already a bad idea.
No, you don't do that
Doing
indoors.
it on a wooden deck in a fryer that's way too small
No.
is a recipe for total
Not
disaster.
on a wood deck.
One woman's Thanksgiving dinner quickly escalated into burning down her entire house. I hope she at least
Jeez.
saved the gravy.
That's the least of her
61.
problems.
Why wait for a drawbridge when you can just jump it, Dukes of Hazzard style?
You are
A
not
Florida
Dukes of
man
Hazzard.
gave it his all, flooring his car towards the ever-widening gap. He didn't make it. The plunge into the river below was probably not the shortcut he was looking for.
Nope.
62. Forgetting to study for a final exam is stressful. Writing all the answers on 3 giant watermelons and trying to discreetly consult them during the test. That's just
Why
performance art.
watermelons?
A student in Ohio was caught, failing the exam and likely ruining watermelons for himself forever. 63. Trying to rob a bakery with a knife seems intimidating until you meet a 70-year-old grandmother who just laughs in your face. After being told to get out, one humiliated robber in England apologized and then tried to buy a loaf of bread. She refused to serve him.
She has the right to.
64. After a few too many drinks, legally changing your name to Celine Dion online seems hilarious. Waking up to the official
Can you do
documents in the
that?
mail weeks later with no memory of doing it is a different story. A man in Wales now has to live with his drunken decision forever. His heart will go on.
Can't he change it back?
Stealing a bike locked to a pole is tough. So, a man in Portland brought a power saw, not for the lock, but for the entire metal pole. The spectacle of a
made
guy
from
loudly
metal.
cutting down city property drew a crowd, including the police, long before his master plan could succeed. 66.
Seriously? Just to steal a
Some
bike?
emergencies are more urgent than others. For one woman in Michigan, getting the wrong pizza toppings was a 911 level crisis. She demanded
don't
police
think
action
so.
against the delivery
That's not
driver.
how
The
911
dispatcher had to
works.
calmly explain that the pizza police department, sadly, does not exist. 67. Wearing a mask during a bank robbery is standard procedure. However, it's
Usually.
less effective if you have such a distinctive voice that the teller recognizes you as a regular customer. A German robber was
Don't
arrested
rob
later
your
that
own
day
bank.
trying to deposit the stolen money into his own account at the same bank. 68. What do you do if you genuinely believe you're a vampire? Apparently, you break into a stranger's apartment, stand over her bed, and just start hissing. That's what one Canadian
Creepy.
man did, later telling police he was just trying to say hello. Some greetings are better left
Really?
unsaid.
Say hello.
69. A garden gnome can be a cheerful decoration. Or, if you're a man in Scotland, it can be a menacing figure that stares at you.
Really?
His response was to kidnap the gnome, take
Hardly
it
a
on a cross-country road
menacing
trip, and send hostage photos to its
figure.
owner before destroying it. He was later charged.
Seriously?
70. Driving with your knees is dumb. Driving with your knees while talking on your phone without a seatbelt is dumber.
Yes.
Doing all of that while eating a bowl of cereal and milk?
Really?
An Australian man achieved this trifecta
That's an
of
AI picture. There was an
stupidity,
extra leg in
getting
there.
caught on camera in a moment of pure breakfast-fueled chaos. 71. Hiding from police, a genius flipped a kiddie pool over himself in a backyard and crouched like a turtle.
I think I've heard
The
of that one before.
helicopter's thermal camera saw a perfect man-shaped heat dome. Ground units lifted the pool and
Yep,
found a
that
very
will not
surprised, very captured adult.
Hide your heat signature.
72. Some social media trends are just natural selection in action. Take the outlet challenge,
No.
where you drop a penny on a partially plugged-in charger.
No.
A Massachusetts teen did this, causing a massive electrical surge that blew out sockets and started a fire. All for a few seconds of viral fame.
Idiot.
73. To create the ultimate 4th of July weapon, a man duct-taped a bunch of lit Roman candles to a leaf blower.
Weapon?
His rapid-fire firework machine gun worked for about 3 seconds before the whole thing backfired, shooting fireworks directly at him, his friends, and his house. 74.
Great.
Leaving evidence is a rookie mistake. Leaving a photo of yourself in a prison uniform with your name on it is next-level stupid. A
How do you
burglar in
even
South
do that?
Carolina did just that, dropping the photo as he fled. Police
Why
didn't
did he
need
even have it
Sherlock
on him?
Holmes to crack this case. 75. The heist of the century this was not. 3 people stole a live horn shark from the San Antonio Aquarium by
Why?
wrapping it in a wet blanket and smuggling it out in a baby stroller. They were caught after leaving a massive trail of dripping salt water all the way to the parking lot. 76.
Why?
To get revenge on his cheating partner, a man bought a massive highway billboard to expose the affair, complete with a picture and a personal story. In his rage, he misspelled both her name and the name of the man she cheated with, creating a confusing,
Idiot.
expensive, and ultimately hilarious monument to his own poor proofreading. 77. Believing a con man is one thing. Believing a con man who's trying to sell you the Eiffel Tower is a whole other level of gullible. In 1925,
Really?
a scrap metal dealer named Andre Poisson fell for it, paying a huge sum for the
Seriously?
rights to dismantle the landmark. The con man just took the money and vanished. 78.
You're an idiot.
Spiders in your laundry room are a nuisance. The solution is not, however, to
Anywhere
spray
in your
them with
house, really, but
gasoline
yeah.
and light it on fire.
No.
A Seattle man learned this when his small-scale pest control effort
You know,
engulfed his entire
they
house
make
in flames.
bug spray.
He escaped, but
No
the spider's fate
flame
remains
required.
unknown. 79. What's better than a bouncy castle? A bouncy castle on a rooftop, apparently.
No, that's
Some
not a good
partygoers
idea.
in Russia decided to haul an inflatable castle onto the roof of a 3-story building.
And then they bounce
A
off
gust
the
of
edge.
wind promptly blew it off, sending several people to the hospital.
Yeah.
Gravity always wins. 80. The best place to hide from the police is somewhere they'll never look. A life-size teddy bear is not that place. A teenager in England, on the run from the law, was found hiding inside a giant stuffed animal after police noticed it
Really?
appeared to be breathing. 81. To skip a long line at a phone
You can
store,
see that
a
inside
man
the
in
big
China
stuffed
faked
animal.
a massive theatrical heart attack, collapsing on the floor. Paramedics rushed to the scene, but when they tried to help him, he miraculously recovered and sprinted to the front of the now empty queue. He was promptly arrested. 82. Suing God is a bold legal strategy. A Nebraska state
Suing
senator
God?
actually filed a lawsuit against God, seeking an injunction to
For?
stop him from causing natural disasters. The judge dismissed the case, not because it was insane, but because
It
God
is.
failed to be served with the lawsuit, having no official address. 83. A
Not to
shortcut is only a shortcut
him
if
to
it works.
Stop
a driver in
starvation
Wisconsin,
and
tired of
cruelty and all
traffic,
kinds of other stuff
decided to
too.
take a shortcut across a frozen river. His 2-ton
Probably
vehicle
wasn't
broke through the
that
ice
frozen.
almost immediately.
Yep.
He escaped, but his car remained at the bottom of the river, a monument to impatience.
A big old chunk of icicle.
84. A Dutch romantic lit up a lakeside proposal with fireworks fired from a drone. The drone clipped a tree, crashed into the canal with the ring, and he dove in after it. Bystanders pulled him out, the ring sank, and the engagement began with a salvage bill. 85. There's a big difference between a road and a boat
No need
launch.
to get that
A
fancy.
tourist in Iceland, blindly following her GPS, failed to notice that difference. She drove her SUV straight down a ramp and into the freezing Atlantic Ocean.
What?
She told
How
rescuers the
did she not-
GPS was very insistent.
So
86.
you can't
Robbing
see,
the gas
use
station
your own
where you work
eyeballs.
is already dumb. Robbing it while you're still clocked in and wearing your employee uniform is a special kind of stupid.
Oh, good
A man
lord.
in Florida did exactly this, then tried to act surprised when the police showed up and arrested their only suspect. 87. The dream of free travel
Shocking.
is universal. In 1965, an Australian man tried to achieve it by mailing himself from London to Perth in a wooden crate. The flight was diverted and he was left upside down
Well,
in a
not
hot hangar for
Free.
hours, nearly
There is
dying.
a shipping fee, but
He arrived, but not in the condition he'd hoped for. 88. If you're going to break the law, maybe don't live stream it. A woman in Florida was
Live
so
stream?
proud of her drunk driving skills that she broadcasted it on Periscope. Viewers repeatedly told her to stop, then started calling 911. Police used her own stream to track her down and arrest her. 89.
wow.
You should never use a vacuum cleaner to handle flammable liquids. It's written on the side of the machine. One man decided to ignore that warning, using a shop vac to suck up spilled gasoline in his garage.
Why does that look like it's
The
getting
resulting
bigger instead of
explosion from
sucking
the
it up?
motor's spark cost him his garage and his eyebrows. 90. Stealing an entire ATM sounds like a great idea until you get it outside. A team of geniuses in Texas successfully ripped a machine from a wall, only to realize it weighed nearly 1,000 pounds and wouldn't fit in their minivan. They abandoned it in the parking lot and fled empty-handed. 91. Trying to get a tan everywhere is a noble goal. A man in Italy thought he'd found the perfect solution: a DIY tanning bed made from a sun lamp and an
No.
entire roll of aluminum foil. He ended up basically microwaving himself, suffering severe burns and learning a hard lesson about reflective surfaces. 92. When a man in Ohio found a live grenade while magnet fishing, he did what
Eesh.
any rational person would do. He drove it to a Taco Bell parking lot and called the police from there. The decision to bring
Why?
an active explosive to a popular fast food joint baffled the bomb squad and probably violated some health codes.
Yeah.
93.
Why drive
Hiding
it
from the
anywhere?
police
Just call them to where
requires
you are.
blending in. One genius in Miami, fleeing on foot, thought his best bet was to stand perfectly still against a vibrant, abstract street mural, hoping to become part of the art. His bright blue sneakers and modern clothes didn't quite match the painting's cubist style. Police found him after a
Dumbass.
passerby pointed out that one of the figures in the mural was sweating profusely. 94. A woman in China was so determined to avoid paying for an extra plane ticket that she tried to smuggle her pet turtle through airport security by disguising it as a KFC hamburger. X-ray operators were not fooled by the
You're not
oddly
allowed to
shaped
bring in
burger and
outside
found the
food.
reptile tucked inside the bun. 95. In an attempt to create a viral video, a British YouTuber cemented his own head inside a microwave oven using
Why?
a plaster-like filler. The prank went wrong when he couldn't get it off and started having trouble breathing. It took a team of firefighters over an hour to carefully free him. 96.
Why?
To protest a fine for his dog barking, a man in Sweden paid the fee by mailing the court a hand-drawn picture of a bird. The court,
That's
in a
not a
legendary
payment.
move, sent it back with a note saying, "This drawing is not a valid form of payment." He was then forced to pay the fine with actual money. 97.
You think?
A man in Florida, upset with his roommate, decided to get revenge by gluing all of his roommate's belongings to the ceiling. This included his bed, dresser, and television. While
What
the
kind of
visual was
glue did
impressive,
he use?
he was arrested for criminal mischief and had to pay for all the damages. 98. There are good hiding spots, and then there's the inside of a running dishwasher. A man in Florida,
Specifically a
attempting to
running
flee
dishwasher?
from police, crammed himself into a dishwasher to hide. He was immediately found when an officer searching the kitchen simply opened the door. 99. A man in Pennsylvania tried to rob a bank armed with a can of SpaghettiOs. He threatened to
SpaghettiOs.
detonate the bomb unless the teller handed over cash. The teller, unimpressed by the canned pasta threat, just stared at him until he got nervous and ran away. 100. A tourist in Italy, annoyed that his rental Fiat Panda wasn't flashy enough, decided to drive it down Rome's historic Spanish steps.
Pretty
The
sure you're
18th
not supposed to
century
do that.
landmark was not designed for cars.
No.
He caused permanent damage to the steps and was promptly arrested, earning a lifetime ban from the site. 101. You've heard of dumb criminals, but what about a dumb victim? A man in Brazil was being robbed at gunpoint when his phone rang. It was his mom. He not only answered the phone, but proceeded to argue with the robber, telling him to be quiet so he could hear his mother. The robber was so baffled he just took the phone and left. So there it is. 101 reminders that a brain is a terrible thing to waste. Now for the real question, should there be a basic intelligence test to earn the right to make your own major life decisions?
Yes, sadly, common sense is not actually all that common, unlike the statement would presumably say. Yeah. Wow, those are some dumb people. And they walk among us. That's the truly scary part. If you have any recommendations for other videos or shows or anything to watch, drop it in the comments. And thanks for watching with me. Remember to hit like and subscribe.